Howdy, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We're back. We are back with a semester full of amazing programs with Living Well at Texas A&M. For those of you who may or may not know me, my name is Kourtney Bassett. I am the Employee Wellness Manager. And gosh, I've been teaching this Wednesday Pilates class since I was a student intern back in 2016. And it's such a great class, such a fun movement. Hopefully, if you're not familiar with Pilates, I hope you'll enjoy today's class. We're going to ease back in. We just got back from a longer winter break, and we're going to ease back in with some mindful movement today. And hopefully you have a mat, a towel, a blanket, or some sort of carpeted surface that you can be on. Hopefully you've got some comfortable clothes that you just feel confident and comfortable to move in. No need to wear shoes. I do have my socks on still today, only because my feet are cold. But if you'd rather take your socks off, you can actually get better grip with the mat without any socks on. And I'm trying to think. Oh, if you'd like to play some music in the background, I won't be playing any music, so you're welcome to turn on Spotify in the background. You're all muted, so if you want your own music jamming out in the background, you're more than welcome. Just make sure you can hear me for the cues. Otherwise, I will pin, or you guys are more than welcome to also pin my video so that you can see me well. And make sure you can see my mat. There we go. All right. And we'll go ahead and get started. All right. We're starting in a seated position. Sorry, I'm just looking at the participation and it's just so exciting to see everyone back on here again. So we're starting in a seated position today. Hands behind the hamstrings, sitting up nice and tall. Reach the shoulders back and down your spine. Let the chest open. Take a big inhale. Sit up taller. As we exhale, can we scoop through the pelvis and round through the spine? Just starting to mobilize the spine. Big inhale. Reach tall. Opening up through the chest, exhale, scoop through the pelvis, round it out. Oh yes, don't forget to start your workout if you've got some sort of tracking device. I always like to remind you guys of that when I can. 2 more times, big inhale, open up through the chest, exhale, scoop and round, feel the shoulder blades pull away from one another. Last time, big inhale. Exhale, round it out, scooping through the back. Let's connect the spine with the mat, bone by bone by bone. From here, hands come down to the mat. We'll start with our ribcage arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, pull those arms down by your sides. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. I've got a few people joining me in person here at the General Services Complex from Human Resources. So they're coming in, joining us. Just get on that mat, find some space around you. Start to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we're just starting with some gentle movement. 2 more times. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, float them down by your sides. On this next one, can you allow the head and shoulders to come off the mat? Oh yeah, do you feel the core starting to work? Yes. Inhale, release. Exhale, nod the chin forward, head and shoulders come up, reach the fingertips towards your feet. Good, inhale. Exhale, slowly nodding, we lift up the core, engages. Last time. And holding it here, can we hold those arms by our sides, going into something called hundreds, where we pump the arms, really strong, brisk arm pumps. We'll count it out for an inhale of 5 breaths and an exhale of 5 breaths. So it sounds like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you might be thinking, oh, that sounds so weird, but yes, we actually want to hear our breath. Don't be ashamed of it. Breathing is actually a good sign. It means we're alive, and it's helping to circulate our oxygen through the blood into the body and get those body parts warmed up. 2 more times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Can you keep the head and shoulder blades lifted? And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release arms overhead. Beautiful. Extend those legs across the mat. Reaching hands and feet in opposite directions. You can stretch out for a moment here. From here, we're moving into roll-ups. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly lift the head and shoulder blades off the mat. Can you peel the spine off of the mat, preparing to roll over? Reach for the toes. Big stretch for those hamstrings. Roll it down one bone at a time. Beautiful. Try to keep those heels connected. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, nod the chin coming up. Press those heels to the floor. Use your core. Reach up and over and flow down. Take your time here. Remember, you've got some options. We could use those elbows or our wrists to lift up and then reach over, get the stretch. Same thing on the way down. Use the hands, use the elbows, do what you need to do until our core is warmed up and ready for this big movement. This could, require a lot of core strength, and I'd rather us be warmed up for that. Another option, bring one of those knees into your chest. Use it as leverage to lift up one bone at a time, and then you can come down, hands at the other knee, rolling down bone by bone by bone. That'll really assist us in finding spinal mobility. Good, let's do 2 more. And while you guys do that, I'm going to just capture quickly our participation list so that I can give you guys credit for being here today. Yeah, that's always a good thing. And reach up and over the toes as you come down to the mat for the last time. Connect, release the hands, and breathe. Good. All right, pressing our left heel into the mat, floating the right foot to the ceiling, we start to circle through the hip. So mobilizing through that right hip socket, keeping some stability through the core, through your powerhouse. Last circle in this direction, then we reverse it. Trying our best to mobilize here while keeping stability throughout our core. 2, and 1 more time. Release that leg down. Go ahead, press that right heel into the mat, float the left heel to the ceiling. We've got circles in this direction. Same thing, we've got energy through the right side, flowing movements through the left for 3, 2, 1 more time. Reverse the direction of those small circles. The spine is reaching long, open chest. 3, 2, and 1. From here, fold that left knee into the chest. Let your hands find the shin bone. And I'm actually going to have us practice something. Come on up. Roll yourselves up into a seated position. All right, so up next, we're going into the Pilates 5 ab series. And this is not the most beautiful transition ever, but I think this is a good teaching moment. So we're going to hold our shins. And I want us to take, I know I'm mirroring here and I'm going to do it wrong. So we're just going to do it by what I say. Left hand to the top of your right knee. Right hand to the bottom of your right knee. It's supporting. Now, every time we switch for single bent leg stretch, we switch hands. So that left hand comes to the left ankle, right hand comes to the right knee. And switch. And switch. Yeah, it's kind of funky, but that's what we're going to do. All right, so lay it down. Going into single bent leg stretch. Right hand at the right ankle, left hand at the right knee. Extend your left leg. Head and shoulder blades are hovering above the mat. Yes, feel the core engage. Now switch. Did your hand switch too? Oh yeah. Reach and switch. Good. Keep those knees tracking in line with your hips. Reach the toes out. We inhale and exhale. Elbows strong. Chest is open. We have 3, 2. Last one. Out And in, hug those knees in, tight double leg stretch. We send our hands and feet out in opposition. Sweep the arms around in a big circle, hug the knees tight. Good. Reach it out and away. Pull it in. Can you keep the heels and knees connected throughout this movement? Hands and feet reach up and around. 2 more. And sweep it in. Last one. Reach and in. Take those toes to the ceiling. Allow your hands to find your calf muscle. Lower the left leg. And switch option here to let the head and shoulders connect the mat. Allow your hands to find your hamstring instead of the calf muscle. And you can alternate. Make sure that the core is working. It's nice and strong here. 3, 2, last one on either leg. Switch and switch. Zip up through those inner thighs. Hands behind the base of the skull for leg lower. Leg lift. Good. Take your time and listen to your low back. You may notice, oh my gosh, she's barely lowering her feet at all. Well, that's where my core's at right now after coming back from break. I'm easing back in. We could even take a slight bend in those knees. Hinging at the hips, we extend, use the core to pull it back up. If you look down at your belly, we don't want to see it doming. We want nice, strong work happening here. 2, last one, lower and lift. Stack those knees into tabletop. Your last of the Pilates 5 ab series is crisscross. Find your right shoulder. Bring it across the body to your left knee. Good. Come back to center. Up and over, left shoulder to right knee. And center. Good. Continue to alternate. You could tap the opposite toe down. You could extend it out in front of you. You get to choose, but move through crisscross. You have 4, 3, 2, one more time on either side. Beautiful. Come on down. Reach the arms overhead. Fill the lungs up with air. And exhale one more time. Breathe in. Good. Slide those hands down by your rib cage. Take the knees from side to side. We're just starting to open up through that low back. Feel the hips open up as well. Breathing easy. All right. Once you're ready, knees pointing up towards the ceiling, all 10 of our toes, they're connected with the mat. So are the heels. Activate through your glutes, press the hips to the ceiling for a bridge. Good. Is your belly engaged? Yes. Come down. So we're starting with a flat back bridge, meaning we're lifting up in one single motion and then coming down in one single motion. So it's up and down. Good. Keep those toes connected. Chest is open. And I want us to think about keeping space between our chin and the chest. Good. Lifting up. Lowering down. Take these bridges at your own pace. You can hold it lifted for a brief moment before coming back down, or you can just activate and release. 2 more times. Up, down. On this last one, keep the hips lifted. The spine is long. We'll do a little bit of balance and stability. So we start by pressing weight into our right heel. Can you gently hover your left foot off the ground? And then drop it back down. Good. Switching sides. Press the left heel into the mat. Hover the right foot off the ground. If you're ready for more, stack the knee into tabletop as you alternate for bridge marching. So it's down, up on the right. Good. Keep those hips lifted. Feel your core engage. 1 more on either side. And release. Hips come down. We sway our knees from side to side. Good. How are we feeling? All right, see some smiles, some thumbs up. Awesome. All right, from here, we're taking the right knee to the chest. Use that leg as leverage to lift yourselves up slowly and with control. Good. Come up into your seated position. I just want you to breathe. Look at the world around you. We've been laying on our backs the whole time, so adjusting in our own time. We're taking our feet together, actually, zipping up through those inner thighs. Sit up nice and tall. The hands float forward for something called spine stretch forward. And if you want to watch me on the first one, go for it. We draw our forehead towards our knees, lowering down bone by bone by bone, and then we lift up in the opposite manner. So we take a big inhale, exhale, roll down. One vertebra at a time. Make a rainbow over the thighs, and then stack it back up. Join me whenever you're ready. And I just want us to notice that this spinal mobility exercise is very different from just reaching forward for our toes, right? We're not just reaching for our toes. This is a hamstring stretch, what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to reach forward. That's stretching through my posterior chain and the lower extremities. From here, we're taking our time, drawing some mobility through the spine, and then lifting up nice and tall. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, roll yourselves down. Inhale, exhale, stack it back up. And release, shake it out. Going into saw. So you guys can stay exactly where you are. So we pull our feet about hip distance apart or to the corners of our mat. Once again, we sit up really tall, reach the arms out in opposition. Now I want us to rotate to one side of the room. Drop your chin and forehead towards your knee, just like we did before, and then stack it back up, bone by bone by bone. Now rotate, other side of the room. Drop the forehead down to the knee. Reach for that pinky toe. Lift up, one vertebra at a time. Now, can we let that flow and move a little bit faster? If no, that's okay. Take your time. Can we continue to reach both of our sits bones into the mat? That means our bottom does not lift as we rotate. You're like, that's not going to happen for me today. That's okay, but it's a goal that we can strive for over the course of the semester. You all keep going. Let's do 2 more on either side. Rotate, roll down, coming up. And once you're done, find yourselves in the middle. Grab water whenever you need it. Beautiful. All right. So from that seated position, we're coming up and over onto our sides into our side lying work. So find yourselves with your spine aligned with the back edge of your mat. Slide your feet forward to the front corner of the mat. That means we've got a little bit of an angle in our body. Shoulders and hips are stacked one on top of the other. Legs are long and straight. Rib cage is lifted. Top leg lifts and lowers. Good. So we're starting with just a very slight lift and lower, bringing that foot in line with the top of our hip. Good. Eyes are looking in front of us. Remember, shoulders are stacked. Can you engage through the belly? You could even imagine that somebody was going to come up and punch you. You know, that sensation of like, oh, I've got to engage or embrace to prepare. That's where we're at while we do this leg work. 2 and 1. Hold it lifted. Pulse that foot to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe and circle the leg forward. With every circle, brush your inner thighs together. Sweep and switch. 2, 1. Reverse opposite direction. Good. Hips are steady. Core is strong. 3, 2, 1. We lift the top leg, flex forward, point back. We kick the leg forward, point the leg back. Can you feel that glute engage as you kick the leg behind you? Kick forward, kick back. You can speed it up or take it slow. We've got 3, 2, last one forward, last one back. Hold the leg behind you. Tap the toe down, lift it up. Oh yeah, that leg is in line with the rest of our body, or it's right along the back edge of our mat. 2, and one more. Lift the leg, bring it forward, shake out. There you go. We're just giving ourselves a little bit of myofascial release through that glute, but we're keeping this top knee lifted. Foot is planted on the ground. We're going to our adductors on the bottom leg. So bottom leg lifts up only as high as it feels able and lowers down. Lift and lower. Core is strong. Check in with yourselves. Are your hips still stacked? If you've dropped this knee down to the floor, I can guarantee you your hips are no longer stacked and your spine is in a rotational pattern. So that's why I always encourage, keep this knee lifted as you work through the bottom leg. I'll encourage you again, keep those eyes looking forward. I haven't taught in a while, so I forgot how much work talking is. I know that sounds funny, but it requires more hydration, you guys. All right, 2. One more, lift that leg up, pulse it to the ceiling. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe. Can you circle that bottom foot forward? Remember, the movement comes from the hip. Reverse it. Opposite direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That leg releases. Top leg comes out. We're going to shift onto our elbow. So our elbow is coming right under that shoulder. We're coming up into a bridge. So a plank, a side plank. This would be a really funny way to do a bridge. From our side plank, we lift the hips up. Both legs are staggered, or option, bend the bottom knee and lift into your side plank from here. So everyone join me. We kick off in 3, 2, 1. Hold it. We're starting with just a very simple 20-second side plank today. They'll get longer as the semester goes on. But side planks are so good for us, not just for the obliques, for our entire core, and also for pelvic floor health. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hips down, bring the knees in, but lift yourselves up. Good. Let your hand find your ankle, lift up and over for a nice little side body stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Good. All right, bring those legs around. You get to do it all again, but on the other side. So we align our spine with the back of the mat. Feet come forward, shoulders and hips are stacked, core is strong. We'll start with that top leg. It just starts lifting and lowering. Our toes are facing forward, letting that foot come in line with the top of our hip. Simplify your breath. You can even use this top arm here to help you stabilize. Just bring it right there in front of your chest, kind of like a little peg or a pedestal. 2, and 1. Hold the top leg lifted. Pulse that foot to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. We point the toe and circle the leg forward. Is your belly strong still? 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg lifted, flex the foot and hinge forward. Point the toe, hinge back. Oh yes, feel your glute engage. Kick forward, kick back. Take your time here, or if you're ready, speed it up. 3, 2, last one. Hold your leg lifted. Slide it in line with your body. Tap it down, lift it up. Excuse me. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, bring it forward, find that myofascial release. That's like my favorite part. All right, top knee is lifted. Hips are in alignment, so are the shoulders. We go to that bottom leg, lifting and lowering it. You may automatically notice, one leg can lift and lower with ease, while the other one was, maybe not as easy or it didn't go as high. That's okay. Noticing some of these imbalances from one side to the next is so helpful in seeing what we need to practice, maybe what we need to work on throughout the semester. 2 and 1, hold that leg lifted, pulse it to the ceiling. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes, circle it forward. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. Take those circles in the opposite direction. 1 and 2, release. Good. Our feet come back on top of one another. Lift up to that elbow. Oh, you've seen all this before. Get your settings, stagger your feet, or bend the bottom knee, lift up into your side plank. It's 20 seconds right here. Keep the shoulders stable. Belly is strong. And we breathe. We keep that head in alignment. Remember, we're not dropping the head down or like this. Our head is connected to our spine. It's got to be in alignment. 3, 2, 1, hips down. We bend the knees, lift up onto our side, and find our side body stretch. Good. All right, find a big inhale. Exhale, connect both of your hands. Then cartwheeling over. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite transitions. We don't get to do cartwheels anymore as adults. Well, okay, I do not get to do cartwheels anymore. It'd be interesting to try. Not quite sure that I could do it. All right, we're in quadruped here. Both hands right below our shoulders and our knees below the hips. Go ahead, tuck your toes under so that you can get a stretch through the bottom of your foot. Press your hips back towards your heels. Slide forward and feel a stretch through your forearms. So hips to heels, and then gently slide your shoulders over your fingertips. You may notice, I don't have that range of motion in my wrist. That's okay. We're only going to do this one more time. Hips back, shoulders forward, then we stack it. Good. So from those wrists at any point, you can make fists or come down to your elbows, okay? Just protect those wrists if you need to. Pressing the floor away, we round the spine up. Draw the belly towards the floor and send your sits bones to the ceiling. Good. Moving through cat and cow, we round the spine. Drop the belly, send your head and sits bones to where the ceiling meets the wall. Continue that pattern, rounding up and release. Now, can you start to sync up your breath? Big inhale, round the spine. Exhale, press the belly through. Inhaling, we round. Exhale, drop the belly under. And we'll do one more. Good. All right, finding a nice long neutral spine, pressing the floor away, we take that left foot and slide it back behind us. Feel your quad engage, feel your glute, your left glute start to fire off. Now, simply lift that left leg off the mat. Find your balance and stability. Can you take the right arm forward? Reaching out in opposition. Good. Bring the hand and knee down. Other side. Right leg slides behind us. We feel the quad engage. We feel that glute engage. Then we lift the foot off the ground. Find your balance. Slide the left arm forward. Good. Now when you're ready, taking it through opposite arm, opposite leg reach, but hold it while you're out. Don't force yourself to move on. Challenge your stability here in this position. Then switch to the other side. There's no need to rush here. If you can get that glute engagement and reach further in opposition before coming down, you'll get more out of the exercise. Out with the right arm, back with the left. Feel the glute squeeze and engage. And release. Our eye gaze is looking down at our fingertips. Last one on this side. And release. Good. All right, take the knees apart, toes together. We shift the hips back into rest pose. Good, settling through the hips, feel the low back stretch, maybe even the upper body. From here, we'll take a moment to slide the right hand through the window that our left arm has created. Good. Nice little mid stretch for our back and shoulder, palms facing the ceiling. And then we'll take it up and over to the other side. Breathing simply. Again, that palm is facing up. 2 more breaths here. And then we come back to center, going into some prone work. So hands right under the shoulders, gently lower yourselves to your belly. From our belly, hands come down, feet, tops of our feet come down. Hands release away from the mat, right next to our shoulders for swan. We inhale, lifting the chest off the mat. Exhale, lower down. While we do that, can we keep our eye gaze looking towards the mat? It's really simple here to just start looking forward, but this is your reminder. Your head is connected to your body. More importantly, it's connected to your spine, and we want spinal alignment. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Keep those feet driving towards the mat. They're not lifting, only the upper body is lifting. We've got 2. And one more time, hold the chest lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, breathe. Good. Hands come right under our shoulders. Elbows reach up towards the ceiling, kind of like grasshopper wings. We're doing something called a Mackenzie stretch. So pressing all of our weight into those arms. As we press up, our chest lifts off the floor. Big inhale, exhale, gently lower down. Nice and controlled. Keeping all of the weight in the arms, we press up and lower. Imagine that you had a belt buckle on, and that area right above your pelvis would remain connected with the floor below. Every time you push up. Let's do 2 more. Oh yes, your triceps should be firing. They should feel the work. Come on down. Last one, press the floor away. Keep the energy in the arms. Lift, lift, lift. And release. Good. All right, from here, tuck the toes under. From that position, can you lift up into your favorite push-up position? I'll give you some options. We can do a push-up from quadruped, knees right under the hips. Oh yes, my friends, this is still a push-up. Yeah. Another option, slide your knees back, hips come down. That's another position, or from your toes. Yeah. Find the one that suits you. From your favorite push-up position, you have 6 push-ups today. All right, wide push-ups. Come on down and lift up. You can take it at your own pace and count them out yourselves. I've got 2 down, 4 to go. There's 3. I'm at the halfway mark. Where are you? As soon as you're done with your 6 push-ups, you can press back into your rest pose. Send your hips to the heels. Stretch the arms forward. Let the forehead rest on the mat below. Oh, and don't forget to breathe. Beautiful. Big inhale. And exhale. Roll out through those wrists. Slide yourselves forward. Drop down to your elbows. All right, from your elbows, tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up into a plank. Good, holding this plank for only 20 seconds. Remember, if you need something to help distract you, could you tap your knees to the floor? Alternating knee taps. That's a good challenge, or if you just want to hold it nice and steady, you've got less than 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming down. As the hips release, the chest lifts. Pull the elbows towards your rib cage and stretch out through that frontal plane. And release. Good. All right. Find your hands under the shoulders again. Press back into your rest pose. Gently walk both of your hands over to the left side of your mat. Get a little side body stretch there. From there, walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. From here, we're going to transition onto our bottoms. So if you want to come with me, you can, or just get there however you want. But we can lift our hips up, tuck the toes under, hover the knees off of the mat, and then flip around. You're like, what did she just do? You just find yourselves on your bottoms somehow. All right, last thing before we stretch out. It's our final ab blast. And we're gonna work on teasers this semester. We're gonna start out slow. Hands behind the hamstrings. Lift up through the spine, reach your sits bones to the floor. All right, friends, can you release your hands up to the ceiling? Good. Roll down through the spine, connect with the mat, rolling, rolling, rolling. Big inhale, reach both arms overhead. Exhale, spring up. If you're like, what did she just do? We're easing our way into teasers. Roll down, bone by bone by bone. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, spring up tall. Come onto those sits bones. Can we do 3 more? Roll down. Big inhale. Exhale, roll up quick. 2 more. Roll down. Reach. Spring up. Reach your hands to the ceiling. Good. Roll down. Good, good, good. Press those feet into the floor. We lift. And release. Awesome job. We did our teasers. We'll keep working on them. Eventually, we'll get into single leg teasers or double leg teasers. I'm not there yet. That's all right. Roll yourself down to your mat. Bring both of those knees to the chest. If you've got some music playing in your background, feel free to find some relaxing music at this point. We're just rocking from side to side. From here, we'll release that left leg out in front of us, hugging the right knee to the chest, roll out through that right ankle. And then send that right foot to the ceiling. We'll find our hands at our hamstring as we point and flex through the foot. Taking a slight bend in that right knee. We'll allow the leg to come across the body for a little rotational stretch here. We'll keep both shoulders connected with the mat below. Breathing simply. And releasing the hips to the mat, crossing our right ankle over the left knee for a figure 4 stretch. If you'd like, you can fold the knees into the chest, finding a deeper stretch for that outer thigh and piriformis. Feel free to let your eyes close, your chest open. Big inhale. Exhale, send the right foot forward, hug the left knee in, roll out through that left ankle. And when you're ready, send the left foot to the ceiling. Again, finding our hands, the hamstring will begin to point and flex through the foot. From there, we take that slight bend in the left knee. Bring it across the body for our rotational stretch, keeping in mind that we want both shoulders connected with the mat, looking in opposition. As our hips come back to the floor, we'll take that left ankle over our right knee. Good. Folding it in for that figure 4 stretch. We can hug the knees in. Two more breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Go ahead, release both knees into the chest. Last opportunity to rock from side to side before gently rolling ourselves up into a seated position where we can slowly begin to face forward. As we face forward, we can sit in whatever comfortable position we can find and begin to roll the shoulders back. So if that means taking it to a chair, go for it. And then roll the shoulders forward. Good. All right. Big inhale, both arms reach overhead. Exhale, dropping one arm and coming over into a lateral stretch. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, over to the other side, reaching. Can we do that once more on either side? Big inhale. And exhale, fold to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. And last inhale, big reach. And exhale, arms down. Good. Dropping one ear to one shoulder. Take your time as you come up and over. Other ear to the other shoulder. Lifting the head. Begin to just take your head around in a circle. Nice and slow with lots of control. And then reverse the direction of that head roll. As you come up, look forward, let the eyes open. Take a simple inhale, feel your lungs fill up your rib cage. One more time, breathe in. Wonderful. Great job, guys. Happy Wednesday. We made it. You did it. I did it. Goodness gracious, coming back after that long break was quite fun. You guys, we will be here on Zoom every Wednesday from 11:45 until 12:30. 45 minutes of movement for yourselves. I hope you'll join me every week. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues, and I'll see you next week. Y'all take care.